W6N, W6N, W6N. Calling G7W. How do you hear me? Over.
Hey, hey,
Hey, hey.
oh na 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 na.
Oh, na, 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 na,
Do it.
na. Yeah. Woo. I can't tell me this song is not fire, bro. Come
Well,
on.
alright now. Wolf. I know that you're unhappy. You're a light stuck in a shadow. Is he being too damn aggro? Do you really care if they all know? There's so much happening. There's no shame in who you wanna
We are
be.
live, everybody.
Or be with
Welcome
it
to the
you
Josh
fantasy,
Shakespeare
but turn it
podcast.
into
We are
reality.
recording
You're
today,
worried about
recording
your
day.
family.
What's going on, the walk?
Scared of what
Waiting
you
for some
think
more people
they'll
to get in
say.
here first,
Let's
but
leave
we
opinions
are
in
live right now.
yesterday
We started.
and go live in
Listen to this
ecstasy. These conversations
beautiful
with
song.
feelings you don't. This isolation is. Let me explain this to you. Niggas can be gay too. Whether you like it or you love it. Whether you're kissing or you're touching. The right or lust, I know you covet.
Pause.
Niggas can be gay too. There ain't nothing
Pause.
you need to hide. DL games won't really survive. Tomorrow you might not be alive. Niggas can be gay too.
No homo. Pause. What's going on, Garrett? Do you know niggas can be gay too?
Niggas
Pause.
can be gay too. Yeah.
What's going on,
If you
David?
say I'm with the
Live
gay
podcast,
shit,
we
you're
get started.
right. This is how it's
We
born
officially
in the
started the
song.
live
Going
podcast.
on,
Welcome to
when I
Josh Shakespeare
do
podcast,
You
everybody.
already know what's going on. These folks need a rope for conclusions they jump to. One day it's gay, next day they jump you. Some days a nigga wanted to be dead. Waiting for my soul to get fed.
What's going on, Garrett? How you guys doing? Hi, David.
Feelings you don't. This isolation is. Let me explain this to you. These conversations with feelings you don't. This isolation is. Let me explain this to you. Niggas can be gay too.
This song go hard, bro. You can't tell me this song is not a bop.
Whether you're kissing or you're touching, the right or lust, I know you covet. Niggas can be gay too. There ain't nothing you need to hide. DL games won't really survive. Tomorrow you might not be alive. Niggas can be gay too.
Absolutely hilarious. Welcome to the Josh Shakespeare podcast, everybody. James Bond has officially been signed over to Amazon MGM. Get ready for a polyamorous, pansexual, non-binary, schizophrenic, bipolar, vegan, eco-friendly, anti-gun 007. I cannot wait for this. It's over now. Everything is gone. Everything we know is over. It is now time to die. You are going to get a trans M. You are going to see Moneypenny and Q having an OnlyFans while they work for MI6. How do we feel about this new acquisition, everybody? I'm curious how you guys feel about this. Hi, Jojo. Who's that? It's over now, ladies and gentlemen. I just got the news this morning. It is the 20th of February as we are recording this. This morning, the Bond franchise, their owners, Barbara Broccoli, basically, people at the MGM, they posted on their 007 Instagram account. Amazon MGM Studios' Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli today announced that they have formed a new joint venture to house the James Bond intellectual property rights, and those parties will remain co-owners of the franchise. Under the terms of the new venture, Amazon MGM Studios will gain creative control of the James Bond franchise following closing of the transaction. Quote, since his theatrical introduction over 60 years ago, James Bond has been one of the most iconic characters in filmed entertainment, end quote, said Mike Hopkins, head of Prime Video and Amazon MGM Studios. Quote, we are grateful to the late Albert R. Broccoli and Harry Saltzman for bringing James Bond to movie theaters around the world, and to Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli for their unyielding dedication in their role in continuing the legacy of the franchise that is cherished by legions of fans worldwide. And by the way, that is now all going to shit. We are honored to continue this treasured heritage and look forward to ushering in the next phase of legendary 007 for audiences around the world. My God, help us, this is over. Arm yourself because nobody else here will save you. The odds will betray you, and I will replace you. Quote, with my 007 career spanning nearly 60 incredible years, I am stepping back from the producing the James Bond films to focus on art and charitable projects. Therefore, Barbara and I agree it is time for our trusted partner Amazon MGM Studios to lead James Bond into the future, said Wilson, end quote. My life, quote, my life has been dedicated to maintaining and building upon the extraordinary legacy that is handed to Michael and me by our father, producer, Cubby Broccoli. I have had the honor of working closely with four of the tremendously talented actors who have played 007 and thousands of wonderful artists within the industry. With the conclusion of No Time to Die, god-awful movie, and Michael retiring from the films, I feel it is time to focus on my other projects, quote, commented Broccoli. It's over, guys. It's all over. We're done. It's done. Hi, Black Lion. How we doing? We're talking about the end of an era, the James Bond franchise. In 2022, Amazon acquired MGM, including a vast catalog with more than 4,000 films and 17,000 TV shows. Since the MGM acquisition, Amazon has held rights to distribute all the James Bond films, and as a result of the transaction, will have creative control over future productions. It's over now. It's over. It's over. Guys, get ready. Oh God, they're going to have like a Moneypenny spinoff series where it's going to be like Gotham, where the arc is that, well, she no longer wants to be sexualized and she wants to be taken seriously, even though she never goes out in the field, has never held a gun. If you set aside the Craig era for Moneypenny. Well, we had a run, didn't we? We had a good run. I believe as a man, you have to accept that the things that you love and the projects and the movies and a lot of the creativity you enjoy will eventually die or fall into the hands of the wrong people. I believe life, as more time goes on, is more reflective of what Al Bundy had experienced in Married with Children. There was a show called Psycho Dad that Al Bundy loved, and quite literally, feminists ruined it. They got it canceled. I think everything that you see for the most part today is just another continuation of that. I believe it's very reflective. It's very emulative of what's happening in society today. That's why, literally, what's her name? Marcy Darcy, the next door feminist insufferable neighbor. She got it canceled simply because Al liked it and it was a show primarily liked by men. And I believe as a man, you have to accept that that's just going to happen, which is why I have practiced a new form of just blocking it out of my memory. You have to do that with your favorite movies and TV shows now. Just in my mind, there is no That 90s Show. It stopped at That 70s Show, and then that's it. How you doing, Nate? What's going on? Welcome to the program. We're talking about the end of an era. What's going on, Nate? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Tell everybody I'm going live podcast, everybody. I'm going to get the ball rolling. This is like when you leave $5 in your own tip jar just to encourage people to tip more. I'm just going to start liking my own stuff. It's like masturbating. There we go. In my mind, there is no That 90s Show. It stopped at That 70s Show. There is no 15 other Star Wars shows and spinoffs. It just stopped after like 3, or 4. There is no Terminator 5. It stopped after 2. That's my cutoff. There is no Time to Die. There is no Spectre. It stopped at Skyfall. Much to be done, James Bond. Are you ready to get back to work? With pleasure, M. And then that's it. We haven't had a James Bond film for the past 8 to 9 years. That's where I'm at mentally. Transformers stopped at number 3. That's where it ended for me. There is no Indiana Jones 5 or 4, wherever number they're on, where he's a lowly guy that's kind of down on his luck and has wallowed into obscurity, and then he has to get talked down to by the chick who did Fleabag. There is none of that. You just have to let it go. Accept it. It's over. I just don't. There is no spin-off series in my world. You just choose when to let it go. Nate, how do you feel about it? Are you a James Bond fan? Are you caught up on what's going on right now? I'll get into the stimulus checks in a minute. Are you even still here, Nate? It's been 15 minutes. We're just going to wait for more people to get in here. But this is how it ends. And we knew this was coming. What's going on, Christian Robin? We're talking about the end of the James Bond era. Matthias. Hi, Jesse. Is Jesse here? Is Jesse here? It's not going to be consistently where I record the podcast while I'm doing live stream, but I do think it's very interesting. I think I'm dropping gems, and I think it's going to be cool if we do it like this sometimes. I originally planned to have a friend on the show named Handren Seavey. He's a very, very funny comedian, but there were scheduling conflicts. He had to pick up his father-in-law, so he will not be on the show with us. I mean, listen, we knew this was going to happen. I'm slightly more optimistic. Hey, what's going on, D? Pause. I'm a bit more optimistic about this. Just slightly. Because if you look at the Terminal List, if you look at the Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, all on Prime Video, you look at Reacher, phenomenal show. You look at Alex Cross. Amazon has done pretty well with adapting books into shows. Hi, D. What's going on? Thanks for liking the show. Thanks for liking. We appreciate it, D. What's going on, Handshot? This is a live podcast. We're talking about the Bond franchise. Is anybody a James Bond fan here, by any chance? Amazon has done pretty well with spin-off / adaptations of movies and or books that have now become TV shows. So who knows? They may put all of their money into this next James Bond show if it does become a show, or they may do a movie and it may be good. Who knows? I go off of vibes. This is a terrifying bit of news that we've gotten, but I mean, who knows? It could be good. Could be good. I'm slightly more optimistic than everybody else. But make no mistake, Bond will be trans in this one. I hope you've settled in. It's gone. Santino, you waved at D. This whole thing is going to be paused, dude. This is great. How we doing? That's the problem with trying to do a structured podcast on top of all this, is just that it is a bit different when you have to overlap with live streaming, because I have to address you and then also go into podcasting mode. Belo.tai. What's going on? Cool name. Let's go. You guys know this song? Pause. No homo. This song is a bop, bro. What's going on, Paka? How you guys doing? We're discussing the end of our favorite franchises, the end of our favorite movies, and the end of our favorite TV shows. It's over now, and it's been over for quite a while. We have, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think this is the longest we've ever gone without another James Bond movie. They usually put one out every 2 to 3 years. I get it, the delay with COVID and all that, yada yada yada. That's why we haven't had one in quite a bit. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? If you've seen The Day of the Jackal, you know that they've completely knocked it out of the park. Such a great TV show, very well produced. The production value was through the roof. It looked like a movie in every single episode. It had me on the edge of my seat. So that's why I am slightly more optimistic than I imagine the average Caucasian American James Bond fan is, but I could be wrong. I've also seen this goes back to my point about just accepting that certain things just ended and just ignoring the things that happen now. There is no Mr. and Mrs. Smith spinoff. We stopped at Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. That's it. There is none. It's a great show. I've talked about this before. It is a good show. It's very well written, but it's just too, unfortunately, realistic. Stop. Have everybody be attractive, have everybody have abs, and have them have high spy problems. I'm like, you guys could have this argument at a Motel 6. This does not feel like, but that's just my own gripes. How you guys doing? This is the Josh Shakespeare podcast. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. 21,000 followers, right? Huh? And then 2 people. What's going on, guys? You guys can, let me just let's do this. How do I do board? What is boards? You haven't created board. Create new boards ones when you're not live. Okay. I'm trying to get people more engaged in this. Yes. There we go. 007. That's the first segment. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I did not want to bring myself closer like that. Here we go. .007 news, guys. That's what we're doing right now. It usually takes like 30 minutes for people to actually start getting in here, but that's just where we're at right now. We're going to keep talking about it. It's already been 18 minutes. That's what you got to do. Just as a man, the people will take the franchise that you like, and they will ruin it, right? There is no, the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League video game, and then they completely destroy the memory of Kevin Conroy's Batman in the Arkhamverse. He doesn't get shot in the head by Harley Quinn. It ends at Arkham Knight, and then that's it. That's it. You can just ignore it. You can ignore it. The writers on this show that they will be more than likely producing in the James Bond, get ready to see a IMDb page of production. Get ready to see names like Stephanie, Lilith, Miley, Devante, Cody, Amber, Sophia. Not Tyler, the Creator. How we doing? How you doing, Tyler? I want to keep playing this song, but are you guys going to think that I'm sus if I keep playing the song? It is a good song. I'm not even gay. It's just a good song. It's a good song. And we're right back down to 0. I love it. End of an era. You know, I get it. And I understand what people are going to say regarding, oh, you're a dinosaur. You don't want to move on. You don't want to progress. Because think about the backlash. What's going on, Mando? Think about the backlash of when it was announced that M would be replaced with a woman, Judi Dench. A little bit after that, when Daniel Craig was first casted as the next James Bond, and everyone threw a hissy fit because he was blonde. Who knows? Sometimes the fans don't really know what they want until you give it to them. Who knows? This Amazon's new acquisition could be a good thing. That's what I am sincerely hoping. Or you're going to get that scene in No Time to Die where they just had to tell you that Q was homosexual. I think that is probably very telling for what's about to happen next. End of a motherfucking era. I mean, again, I think I've been adamant about I did not like No Time to Die. Did you like No Time to Die, Mando? Did you like that movie? I hated it. It was a horrible Bond movie. The first like hour was good, but like right when a certain I don't want to spoil it, but like when there's a certain character that dies on a boat in the film, when that happened, I was like, this is garbage, literally. They kept alluding to his age too. That was another thing that annoyed me, is they kept talking about his age. They just disrespected the character, and I don't like. And again, I made this point on the last podcast when I talked about hyperrealism in movies. That's not always a good thing. Yes, he is old, and yes, in real life that would take a toll on your body. But for you to continue to write that into the script, and then you'll have like 60-year-old Keanu Reeves doing shit as if he were 40, like when John Wick first came out, and he's still seen as this almost what's the word? Supernatural element of death. They managed to pull that off. I mean, yes, if you pick it apart and you look and you watch the fight scenes in the new John Wick, the latest John Wick movie, yes, it is obvious, Keanu has gotten slower, but they still dress it up to make it look like, no, he's fresh as ever. They did not do that with the latest Bond film. That's what annoys me is this obsession with hyperrealism. Cut it out. We don't go to the movies for the most part to be reminded that life exists. Just stop. Cut it out. Can more people please join this live? Like the comments, please. I'm getting shadow banned. I keep putting out the types of skits that, see, this is why, low key, not for nothing. I mean, I'm trying to take more advice. I'm trying to get, there may be a way I can take lead here. So, for those of you that are listening right now, what I'm doing is a strategy that has been advised to me by agents and, people that I work with / I guess work for me or whatever, what have you, suggest that I do this sort of formula regarding, but it's difficult to explain to these people that like my style of comedy typically gets me shadow banned every other day of the week. So it's difficult. There's like a ceiling that I'm constantly putting on myself. And to a degree, yes, it does help you become a better comedian to play around with whatever obstacles you can navigate. DV Loan, are you even still in here? Watch lesson. Who's in here right now then? If that's the case, I have no viewers right now. That's great. And we've been doing this for 26 minutes. It's usually like hour 30. Around the hour 30 mark is when people really start to show up. But, it is what it is. Where was I? Bond franchise is dead. The villain is going to be a straight white guy. It's going to be a man. It's probably going to be Andrew Tate. That's going to be like the villain. Or it's going to be like an orange guy with like a blonde toupee. Yeah, it's going to be exactly what you expected. Now, where do we go from here? Do we jump ship? Do we hold out? I think things are going to be okay. I could be wrong. I'm just getting like random users right now, which is cool. But thank you guys so much for joining the live. I appreciate it. This is fun. This is great. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is probably the last time I'm going to do the stream and my podcast at the same time, just because it makes me, even as I'm speaking right now, I am very, very uncomfortable with the overlap in what I'm doing via stream versus me recording it. Podcast is supposed to be different than a live stream. I'm directly talking to you. What's going on? That's great. I love this. How you doing? Are you guys are any of you guys caught up on what is going on regarding the James Bond franchise? Do you care? Am I the only one that cares about this? Who is this person? Make sure you guys like the live, share it, tell other people that I'm live as well. Yes. We are fully doing this, aren't we? Fully as a live stream. I love it. We could just wait until people get in here. I could just pause it. Wouldn't that be nice? You know, there's a certain point where you kind of like run out of steam doing this, but it is what it is. It's very slow when you first start, so I've been told. So what should I just do? Should I just continue doing the podcast even though there's nobody in here? I mean, that's fine. Let's just keep doing it. So, anyway, yeah, strap in, everybody. Settle in. I'm already shadow banned on this app. Like, I've been shadow banned multiple times. I cannot take it anymore. Like, this is just so annoying. Like, this is what people are talking about when they say, mind you, that like, oh, you can't say what you want anymore, you can't do, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not obviously using that argument as an excuse to advocate for any harmful behavior on people, et cetera, but it's just like, guys, enough with the censorship regarding the... This is just how some people talk. This is what people think is interesting. I got it. My agent was like, "Oh yeah, they shadow banned you because you said the N-word." What? Are you out of your mind? I can't take this, man. I'm just kidding. I can. I'm a strong person. Well, that's just what it is, man. The Bond franchise, everyone's panicking right now. They're like, the Bond franchise is dead. It's over. We're never gonna get another. Yeah, guys. Let me tell you exactly what I want for my next James Bond. Are you ready? Let me preface this by being like, pause, no homo. You want a traditionally masculine dude. He is British, yes, but you kind of want him to appeal to... Hi, Julia Herbert. How are you? Are you a James Bond fan, Julia? That's what we're discussing right now. This is so... Everyone's panicking right now due to the acquisition of Amazon Studios. Do you watch any... what's it called? TV shows on Amazon Prime, specifically ones that have been adapted? What's going on, Ty? Okay. All right, well, bye. So, here's my thing. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I said this before already, but again, you kind of want him to be, masculine. But, yeah, and, I get it. They want the Sean Connery type. They want the usual formula. Don't fix what's not broken. They're going to make him so emotional. They're going to make him a bitch in this one. Look at how much, he never got over Vesper. Why am I still seeing this woman, or at least a photo or an image of her, for the past 15 years regarding the Craig era? He went to her grave. Roger Moore, who was the most comedic Bond, even he handled Tracy's death better than Craig. He was very solemn. He was contained. But Craig was, I miss you. This piggybacks off of the whole, it's more realistic, it's more human version. Yeah, cut it out with the realism in movies and in TV shows. That's not always a good thing. In a lot of cases, it actually makes the movies worse. It limits your imagination. gone too far off the deep end regarding hyper-realism in TV shows and in movies. Well, I don't understand why. Yeah, some of you think it's entertaining to watch Robert Pattinson, who playing Batman, hit a billboard trying to fly and escape the police. Some of you think that that's cool. I don't. I don't. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's cool. Right. Let's bring it to the Green Goblin speech in Spider-Man, right? The one thing they love to see more than a hero succeed is to see a hero fall, fail, die trying. Yes. That does play into it. But there's you want to see that person come back. You want to see them fall and then get back up. Yes, you did see this in the Robert Pattinson thing, but again, enough. Man, hey, here's to James. It's over. They casted a black woman to play 007 in the latest Bond film. They made Q gay. I mean, guys, it's over. It's over. I'm holding out. Who knows? Who knows? Before each mission, Bond will have to pop a Xanax. .006 will have blue hair. The next Aston Martin will be electric. It will be an electric vehicle. The gun that Bond will use in the next film will be pink. It will shoot reflection at other people. That's where we're at right now. In order for Bond to use the gun, he will have to have completed at least 6 meditation sessions. The Omega watch that Bond will wear will now track his sleep schedule. End of an era. End of an era. End of an era. Well, why couldn't we have asked Elon Musk to buy the Bond franchise, give it to Andrew Tate? That would have been better, right? That concludes this this part of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to that part. We'll be right back with Doge. Let's continue, everybody. Let's go back to where we were. I have been 100% shadow banned just based off of the skits that I have made, which is okay. It happens. It's unfortunate. But, moments like this, I think, are what build character. Hi, John Leary. We're talking about being shadow banned. Have you ever been shadow banned? Have you ever taken a joke too far? Have you ever said something funny, but the algorithm has decided that you should be silenced? Has that ever happened to you? Welcome to the Shakespeare podcast. I'm going to keep saying that until more people just show up. But either way, Doge. It's hilarious when ChatGPT pretends like they don't know what Doge is or what I'm referring to. It's been maybe 20 days, maybe 15, something like that. And I'm not sure when Doge was started, which is the Department of Government Efficiency, controlled by Elon Musk. But when I asked ChatGPT about it, along with everything else, ChatGPT plays dumb. And I go, so for example, I wrote into ChatGPT just now, list all of the uncovered waste expenses at Doge. For those of you that may not know, there have been mass budget cuts regarding federal spending at the Pentagon, at government agencies, at federal agencies, etc., etc., etc. Hi, Savion. What's going on? How you doing? We're doing a live podcast. Welcome. There have been mass budget cuts. And everyone is talking about it, but for some reason ChatGPT is like, are you referring to Dogecoin? Or is Doge an acronym for a specific company or organization? If you're asking about wasteful spending related to Dogecoin, that would likely involve inefficiencies in mining transaction fees or speculative trading losses. If you mean something else, let me know, and I'll get you the right info. That's kind of how I mean, ChatGPT has its uses. AI in general has its uses. Phenomenal uses. I'm an actor. Sometimes people use AI to pitch to creatives and directors and writers and producers. People use AI images and AI videos that they've made by themselves for their pitch deck, which I wholeheartedly support. Makes it so much easier, cuts down on costs, and it really allows the other person to see exactly where you're coming from and, look at ways that they can collaborate. But it is hilarious how specific I have to be when I talk about, I have to spell it out for ChatGPT. I go, the Department of Government Efficiency. List the uncovered waste spending by Elon, Trump's administration. And they gave me the runaround. They go, the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, led by Elon Musk under President Donald Trump's administration, has undertaken several initiatives aimed at reducing federal spending and uncovering waste. As of February 20th, 2025, DOGE claims to have saved approximately $55 billion by canceling over 1,100 contracts, reducing the federal workforce, and selling assets. However, this figure represents only a small fraction of the annual federal contractor spending, and there is skepticism regarding the accuracy of these reported savings due to incomplete data and a lack of transparency. Hi, Chris. We're talking about Doge. How do you feel about it? Leave a comment. Let me know how you guys feel about Doge. Do you feel okay? I'm getting a lot of random users in here, which is cool. But how do you guys feel about Doge? Let me know. Leave a comment. Like the video. Like the live. Share that I'm going live with other people. Like it. Share the live. This is a live podcast. We are live right now. Thank you. That's what people are talking about, right? I've never seen so much hate for Elon. I mean, the hate that I'm seeing for Elon right now is very, it's almost like a replica of the hate that I saw for Trump when he first took office in 2016, and then even a little bit after that. When you have that much money, you're going to have a lot of... This is one of the reasons why, I've always been interested when I see those hypotheticals you see on social media where they go would you want to have, $1 billion? Would you want to have, and it's yes and no. And it's because of reasons like this. When you have that much money, I mean, I think it does put a target on your back, right? How confident are you guys that you'd be able to hide the fact that you have over $1 billion, let's say $6 trillion, or the fact that you owned a company, or that you had access to some sort of account, some sort of business that made you $1 trillion every couple of days? How would you be able to hide that? How would you keep out of the line? I mean, I'm sure obviously it's being done, but even then, I mean, that's why I always lowballed it. I'd be like, I'm good with $50K a month, $5K a day or something like that, $5K every other couple of days. Apparently, there's been a lot of mass spending on rats and how they have sex when they're on cocaine. And that's what apparently Donald Trump is cutting the funding to. On top of that, Donald Trump says he's going to be releasing the files of JFK's assassination, Martin Luther King documents, Jeffrey Epstein files. Everything is just getting aired out. It's almost like the closing of the tabs on America. America's iPhone is being cleared right now. Our cache is being emptied. A lot of it has not come out yet. You're seeing a lot of mock releases. It really just goes to show you how psyoped the Republicans and the right have been at times, because, I mean, all they had to do was announce that they were going to release these files, and then I saw a bunch of AI-generated images being like, you see, Martin Luther King had a vagina the whole time. It's like, will you guys cut it out, please? You stop. Just stop. What's going on, Shakes98? Welcome. How you guys doing? I mean, again, I don't really see... They're not as transparent as I'd like them to be regarding releasing what funding. I do know that they did lay off a bunch of handicapped people, which I do not support. But then at the same time, apparently they may, with the surplus of budget cuts that they've taken, they may give us all back $5,000. So there's that. And I believe, if I'm correct, that they're going to offer... What's going on? Candace! I like the sunglasses in your profile picture. God damn it. What's going on in Drained? How we doing? Everyone here wears cool glasses. What's going on? Waved and waved and waved. People need to like the thing that I'm talking about. Continuously going live. We go live and we're live. Anyway, if I'm correct, apparently a bunch of handicapped people got laid off during the budget cuts that worked in federal departments. You know, deaf people got laid off. If I'm correct, they're going to be paid for their time off. But I mean, again, this is the only thing I attribute this to, the only thing this feels like the reverse of, let's say, COVID. To a degree. Obviously, it's not the same, but it's just like you laid off everyone who didn't get vaccinated in every field. You laid off everyone who didn't take the jab in every field. Police officers, nurses, cops, school teachers, people that worked in the meat industry, the meat packing, whatever. Production, exportation, etc. So what it feels like now is it just feels like it's your turn to be wrongfully laid off. And that's what we're experiencing right now. And it's very, very unfortunate. But on the bright side, it turns out the one thing that almost the entire black community shat on black or Trump voters for in the Shade Room comment section, the thing that they really hammered the point on is like, you're not going to get another stimulus check. He didn't want to give you the stimulus check. That apparently is going to get turned around. Apparently we're all going to get $5,000. And I mean, man, I'm going to tweet about this later on, but Trump is better than me, man. I would have only given the money to people that voted for me. If this does happen, that'd be great. $5,000 with our tax returns? What? We're going to Vegas. 40. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Despite Musk's commitment to transparency, many of Doge's operations remain obscure, leading to questions about the actual impact of those reported savings. The aggressive approach to reducing the federal workforce and restructuring agencies has also led to operational disruptions and legal challenges, with concerns about the long-term effects on government efficiency and public services. Now, my brother made a point about this a while back. Very, very great point. What's going on, Destructo, Jugo? You guys have some of the coolest names, man. I don't understand where you guys get these names from. But, he's got more followers than I do. Thanks for watching. I don't understand where you guys... But anyway, my brother made this point regarding why the Pentagon will never have a successful audit ever. And it's very true. He said it's because a lot of the times the government spends money on things that they can't tell you about, which is very true. I understand that you guys think that military or CIA operations or FBI operations just kind of happen out of thin air. But the budgeting and the licensing and the authorizations that need to be financially decided on are covert. So they can't tell you, I can't tell you that I'm dropping off crack in the black communities. I can't tell you that I'm paying for that. I can't tell you that I'm working with Pablo Escobar. and that's where the money is. Hey, Choco, long time no see. It's my neighborhood cat that comes walking by sometimes. He's an outdoor cat. He's a cool cat. I can't tell you that I'm going to pay off a security guard to fall asleep while we murder Jeffrey Epstein. I can't tell you that. I cannot tell you that. I can't tell you that we're going to somehow pay to have the cameras shut off in a maximum security prison in New York City. I can't tell you that. What's going on, Pedro? How you doing, Vic Rola? What's going on, guys? I can't tell you that. It's top secret. If I told you that I was spending money to have the president assassinated, then it wouldn't be a secret. Do you see how that works? But if they say that they've made so much money back for us, I mean, hey, why? Imagine complaining about this if this is something that is true. If we find out that they've actually happened, it's one thing to be like, well, they've wasted our money over the years and spent it on nothing. They spent it on the military. What's going on, Double 10? I like the cross photo. It's one thing to be like, oh, you know, we've spent it on, we just spent our money on endless wars. We shouldn't do that. And then it's another thing for someone to come in and be like, no, you're right. We're going to cut it out. Mikasa, how you doing? What's going on? I got 2 people in here. I feel good. And they're probably going to leave anyway. How do we feel about Doge, Mikasa? How do you feel about Doge? That's what we're doing, live podcasting. This is a live podcast. I mean, guys, we may get the $5,000. What are you going to do with the $5,000 if they give it to you, Mikasa? I'd love to hear your opinion. Write down in the comments what are you guys going to do with the $5,000 if they give it to you. This is going to be stimulus check 2.0. May get even more. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the missiles that we send overseas, we can't tell you that. That's why there's never going to be a successful Pentagon audit. These military operations are covert. The people that we have to pay to interrogate people, covert. Once again, the fake identities that we have to give to CIA operatives to go overseas and elicit information from high-profile people. We can't tell you about that. We can't tell you how much money we've spent to do that. So, what's going on? That's why. So, I love it. I love it. What's going on, Sue? You caught on immediately. I love it. Sue, does everybody, when you join lives, Sue, does everybody do that? Sue. That's a great way to get people to be, imagine it. You know what you are, Sue? You're like the person that has like an at name that goes waza, and then as soon as you pop up in somebody's live, they go waza. You're fired. What's going on? How you doing, Sue? What are you up to? Where are you from? Let everybody know in the comments. Like the live. Thank you for liking the live. Share the live with other people. This is the Josh Shakespeare podcast. LOL, I'm glad you like it. It's a great name. It's a great name. It's funny. So, this is usually around the time I start getting people in the comments and liking them. 57 minutes. I've been, yeah. What's going on? Yeah, I've been getting like a lot of weird like users and, anon and stuff, but whatever. Anyway. Sue, what are you going to do with the $5,000 if the admin that we have right now gives it to you? I know exactly where I'm going, and I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. 12-pack cola Celsiuses. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get at least 2 of them, buy in bulk, some steak, food, I'm going to go and get gas. My dreams are very, very small. Sue, are you even in the United States? Are you a woman? What are you doing? What's up? But yeah, that's that part of the podcast. We'll be right back. We have way much more to talk about. I mean, obviously after this. Again, guys, I'm really trying here. Anyway, thank you guys for, listening. We'll be right back. And we're back. This part of it's going to be very short. I mean, I usually don't like to fraternize with other comedians as well. But she left. I usually don't fraternize with other comedians. It's not something that I typically do. But every now and then, there will be a comedian that I have chemistry with that I like. And even then, when something like that happens, or I may think it's about to happen, there's a car accident, if that makes any sense. What's going on, AZ? There's a car accident, and it just does not. I don't like dating coworkers. it's just not for me. I don't like it. I don't like dating coworkers. I really don't. But that's just me, you know? Yeah, I had a feeling, dude, when you put your face closer to the live, more people show up. What's going on, Gio? How you doing? It's not a thing for me that I enjoy at all. I don't like it. What's going on, Carrie Moore? I feel like I know this woman personally. But there's a woman outside of an open mic there was a woman at an open mic that I was at. And because we disagreed politically, I had to play into the physical attraction that we had for each other. Which, if you engage in game like that, it's almost like mental kung fu. It's like a dance. It's like a salsa with another woman. You have to just go like, yeah, don't focus on what we disagree on. Let's focus on what we do agree on, that we both like each other. She's getting hysterical. I'm remaining calm. I was like, let's get tacos someday, whatever. And then, it was nice back and forth. And then a few days go by, I kind of let it breathe a little bit. And then I texted her on Thursday, let's get tacos Sunday. And then yesterday, she was like, sorry, just saw this. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. These phones that we have are designed for you to see the message the second I send it to you. When you see women, they're always on their phones. They saw the message. They did not want to respond. Now, that's not necessarily what I have a problem with. What I do have a problem with this is what she said afterwards. She said, getting into a debate with me. She was like, well, I just saw this. I'm swamped up until March, which is not true. Every woman that gives you an excuse as to why she can't date you that just means she's not interested. By the way, I just want the men that are that have problems dating. I hope you know that. I'm done with men. That's not true at all. I need to take a break from none of that's true. And this is not from a fresh and fit standpoint or anything like that. I'm not becoming that. I just want you to know from let's use CIA training here. That is not the truth. They are lying to you. They just don't want to be with you. And that's okay. Not a non-answer is an answer. She did not want to get tacos with me on Sunday. And I knew that from her lack of response. Now, she said, hi, Kay. Now, here's what she said, too, afterwards. That's fine. Now, here's what she said afterwards. She texted me. She goes, I'm swamped till March. Also, getting into a debate with me does not buy you a date with me. Those were her literal words that she typed to me. Let's look at the actual message. She goes, hi, just saw this. I've been working on a shoot. I'm swamped till March, and having a political debate with me still doesn't buy you a date. Let's examine those choice of words, shall we? Buy you a date. This woman is up for purchase. I don't know. I guess the lesson in that is really just self-worth, isn't it? Love yourself enough to understand that is just Not interested. Now, mind you, this is also a woman. You ever had that type of person where there's like always like a innuendo. There's always like a tango between the two of you, and something may happen, something may not. But it then gets to a point where you it's mainly you initiating, and then them not reciprocating to the fullest extent. But you know that there's a degree of them that's interested. If anything I'm saying is making sense, but that's kind of what, because I've asked this woman out multiple times before. Not, like 3 or 2. Because there's this, I want to say, antiquated philosophy that a lot of men that are successful with women have, which is no doesn't always mean no ever. Not ever. It just means not right now. Those guys are all in jail. Listen, yeah. At this point, I would be doing a disservice to myself if I even acknowledged what she said with a response. Doesn't buy you a date. That's fine. That's fine. I've let it go a long time ago. But it is what it is. I'm not sad about it or anything like that. I think at the end of the day, you must believe in yourself, and you must believe that you are still worthy of love and you're still worthy of affection, especially if you haven't received such in a while. So that's what I've learned recently. There's a level of acceptance. There's a level of bliss that comes with just being like, all right, that's fine. Okay. If I'm probably still going to see this woman later. Like, I'm still gonna not later tonight, but like just in general, I'm probably still going to run into this woman. Because we have a lot of the same friends. She has dated some of my she's like dated at least one comedian that I know of that I'm friends with. At the set, while she told me, well, I'm taking a break from dating comics and just dating in general, which is how I knew it was a lie, which is fine. Again, unequivocally, you have to look at these situations with, non-judgment. So I guess that concludes that segment. It was short because we've already reached like an hour, but yeah, that's what I've grown. That's how I've grown this week. Is I have just understood the assignment. I know what's happening. I already have the intel. You want to attract someone that actually likes you, that actually wants to go get tacos with you or watch your favorite TV show or go on a walk with you. That's what you want. And I'm sure you guys have heard this before other places, but a part of attracting what you want is also rejecting what you don't want. I don't want this type of person, so I'm not even going to respond to this person. Say no to what you don't want. We, as humans, in a lot of ways, if you believe in the frequencies of the universe, we are a lot like magnets. When we actively attract one thing, we actively repel another thing. If you take two magnets that don't go together and you try to force them together, they won't go together. They will repel away from each other. And you have to think of yourself like that. That magnet is not meant to go with that piece of metal. It's meant to go with this piece of metal. And then when you apply that to relationships, which is something that I've learned, it's very, very difficult in practice. You will be successful in what you want to attract. I have not received that success yet, but I'm still holding out. Thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. That is the end of it. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share. Make sure you leave me a review. My goal is to get to 20 episodes. We will be doing late night jokes. We will be doing unpopular opinions. I will be having guests on the show. I will be going live more often outside of the podcast. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So thank you guys so much for, I kind of ran out of steam. I'm going to be honest with you. I ran out of steam. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But yes, thank you guys to the 6 people that do listen to this podcast and some of the people that I guess like one guy came up to me, you know, that I know personally that I told about the podcast, said that he listened to it and said he thought it was funny. So thank you guys for that. Appreciate it. We're gonna keep this going. We're gonna keep at it. I am so tired, and I'm running myself so ragged to get this out of the mud. But it is my declaration that this will be successful, that I will be successful, that I will garner support, that I will get people to tap in, hear what I have to say, laugh at what I have to say, laugh at the jokes that I tell. It's very, very difficult. It does at times feel like I am Sisyphus pushing a rock up a hill. But I did see a comment the other day that said that you must imagine Sisyphus happy with what he was doing. Do I look happy to you? The video version of this will be put on YouTube. So this will be yet another live streamed podcast. This will be the last one, more than likely, just because I don't like that I have to keep engaging with the audience and then coming back to what I wanted to actually talk about. But, I mean, the good news is that I did this without having to specifically, like, write down. The fact that I can kind of just go is very telling. So, that being said, thank you guys for listening. I'll see you later.